there. Welcome to another exciting edition of the Springboard Hangouts with Comfort of Crime. Today's edition is one like no other. Today we are stitching one stitch at a time some, wonderful things from this beautiful, very talented, creative, really amazing, somebody who puts art in dresses for people across the world to wear and feel like $10 million every step of the way. Today we're hanging out with Bri Wiredua. The Hangout is an initiative of the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with the Ghana Grows program. In Ghana Grows, we're looking at how we can engage and showcase the opportunities in the standard value chain for agric and AT vets. So, we're going for a quick break. When we return, please don't miss this conversation for all the gold in the world. We'll be right back. You're back on the Springboard Hangout with Comfort of Crime. And as I said, the Springboard Hangout is the initiative of the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with the Ghana Grows program. The Ghana Grows program is an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with the Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Basically, we're saying there's cash in agribusiness and ATVs. Bridget.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Springboard Hangout.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored.
Lovely, lovely. I've heard so much about you. So
good things,
when,
I hope.
Pardon?
Good things only.
Extremely good things. So I was like, when the production team came and said we have to do no matter what, this week is the time for Bri. I said, are you guys, will she even allow us to come here? And they said, oh yes, Bridget is really, really lovely. So please tell us, who is Bridget?
I'm just a girl
who
loves fashion, a woman, okay. A woman. I like to call myself a girl who loves fashion, who loves God. I was that kid who wanted to try on her mom's clothes, let go bigger than her, try to wear my mom's shoes, put on her earrings. I was that kid. Somewhere along the line, I always thought I was going to be a doctor. I thought I was going to end up in either nursing or like something in medical because I always wanted to help people. So I wanted to be in the medical space to give back.
Yeah.
And I was even doing that. But somewhere along the line, fashion was like, nah, this is your calling.
Come.
And I had to go along with my calling and I had to get into fashion.
So when the call came, where did you start from?
So when the call came, I started by talking to the legend, Kofi Ansah, and he was like, I had some sketches I had done, which I showed to him. I wanted my dad to see him and show him this sketch, like, yeah, you have potential, and I see you going far. So, but you need to start, you have to go to school first. So go to fashion school. So I started with Joyce Ababio College of Creative Design. So I started, that's my alma mater. That's where I got my fashion basis and foundation from. And I think it's one of the best choices that I made going to Joyce because it has really shaped me as a designer and as a person as well.
Wow. It's interesting you mentioned Kofi Ansah because Kofi Ansah, I had the privilege of having some pieces made by Kofi Ansah. And I remember one of the pieces that he made with Kente. Kofi virtually put apart the Kente cloth and reassembled it to create a design. When I wore the dress, I was like, wow, this can't be me. I really, really loved the late Kofi Ansah, and I'm really grateful. God has given us beautiful people in our lives. And when you have the opportunity to cross paths with such legends, please take everything out of you.
Mm.
So I can see why, apart from Joyce Abebu, the way your art, the way you showcase the things that you do, has that training, or that, let me say, that push that Kofi Ansah, or mentoring that Kofi Ansah did for you. Can you share a little bit more about what Kofi Ansah did for you?
Oh, he literally shaped me as a designer, as a creative, and he told me, said, be yourself. Know that the things you're doing, don't listen to people's opinions. Don't go with what's trending, what everybody's doing, and be true to yourself. Be true to what makes you happy, and be true to what feels authentic. And I've always done that. So I've been comfortable doing stuff that not everybody is doing. I've been comfortable not chasing after what's popular, what's out there. And even though you see everybody's doing this and it's blowing up and you're not doing that, I still feel comfortable and I still feel like myself. And it taught me one thing that's really helped me. So that, Bri, make sure that as a creator, as a designer, know how to do everything. As a designer, there are niches.
Yeah.
I want you to know how to do everything. And so I did. I learned how to do literally everything. And because of that, I'm continually learning and learning new stuff and learning new things. And there's been nobody that I've worked with or hired that knows more than me. I've always been the best person on my team because of that. Because like I literally always push myself. I'm literally always studying and learning new things to know everything. So I've never hired anyone that knows more than me or that's been a better craftsman than me. And that's really, really helped me, especially with working in Ghana and the Ghanaian work ethic. If I didn't have that, people would have really pulled me down a lot. So like I'm really grateful for that advice, and that, it's really shaped me a lot.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be comfortable with what you choose to be, and don't follow trends. I hope you heard that. Please don't follow trends simply because this is trending, so me too, I have to do something. Because honestly, when you follow trends, you go into spaces that, number one, you are not good at, or maybe worst case, it may be some trend that is not good for you. And therefore, even though it's happening now, in 10 years down the line, if they bring evidence of what you did in that space, you'll be like, oh, why did I even try that? I like that reflection of them. Thank you for helping me pay homage to one of my best, So because I still am searching for a designer, do you think you can take Kofi Ansah's shoes in my life?
Easily.
Really?
Yes, he's trained me well. Jota also trained me well. She was really, she was like, we're going to push you. Even if you don't want to do it, you do it. And she instilled the discipline. She instilled the can-do attitude. So like, you can't go to the WB until you can't do it. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Everybody who went there comes out being phenomenal. And yes, we can just thrive in any environment.
Thrive.
So, yes.
The operative word there is thrive in any space. So how long was your course at Joyce Abebu?
I did the diploma CK course. It was a year back then. Back then, they were only doing a year.
Okay. So having done that, what was the next part of the journey?
Okay, so the next part of the journey, I realized that just a year in fashion isn't, because I know that in other spaces it takes like 3-4 years. Yeah. So I did a lot of courses. I did some at Request. I did a lot of my studies online just to build myself up to a point where I felt that yes, now, because a lot of people, they go to school, they finish, I'm a designer, you're not. And then Joyce told us that, Angela told us that the fact that you are graduating today does not make you a designer. You are starting. Yes, and that stuck in my mind. So like, okay, fine. Yeah. Then it means that I need to work on myself and build myself. Yes. So I worked on myself and I built myself. So when I did start, I knew that I had reached and I was capable of handling and dealing with the space.
You know, that is one thing that I find very interesting, because I have a cousin of mine who had just finished uni. And then he wrote on his LinkedIn page, tax consultant. And I asked him, my dear young man, how long have you graduated? You just graduated this year. How can you become a tax consultant? Where did you get those experiences from that would enable you to give the best advice? So yes, please, the fact that you finished a particular school doesn't mean you should brand yourself as at the top of the field. There are a lot of steps, always, as much as possible. Just climb those steps patiently, and the title will be conferred on you. Exactly. You don't have to confer that title, because people will see the beauty in your craft, and they'll come to you to solve their pain points for them. And we're going for a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll continue this amazing conversation with the one and only Bri Wiredua. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back from the break. We're having an amazing conversation with Bridget. Bridget is the CEO of Bri Wiredua, a fashion design powerhouse here in Ghana. Bridget, having come to the realization that I think I have done enough, burnt enough candle hours, Malcolm Gladwell talks about the 10,000 rule, whereby if you spend 10,000 hours at a particular craft, you become a master in it. Mm-hmm. So having reached that stage, what did you decide to do? How did you pivot?
Actually, kind of in the fashion business, because the fashion business is broad. It's
exactly.
Vast. I was in fashion business, but I wasn't actually a practicing fashion designer. What I was doing was I was doing more of like merchandising. Mm-hmm. So I partnered with a friend in the United Kingdom, and whenever there's like sales of these fashion brands, we go and get them, buy them on sale, and then we'd ship them to Ghana, and then I would distribute them to boutiques and people who wanted to sell. So maybe mostly ladies' clothing, accessories, bags, shoes, and kids stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was literally doing that. So I did that to a point to gather some capital to be able to, this was a garage, renovate this garage, and then start buying equipment. Along that, I was also, in a way, building up my client base. Okay. How was I doing that? Shortly, not long after fashion school, my dad passed away.
Yeah.
And you know, in Ghana, whenever there's a funeral, everybody wears like the same cloth. So we had a cloth that everybody was supposed to wear.
Yeah.
And someone said, "Oh, Bri has finished fashion school." And literally almost every person who came to the funeral asked me to make their clothes for them. And it was all pro bono. And I did it for them. And they were like, "Oh, Bri can stitch really, really well." So Beautiful. It was just like a platform just there. Nothing happened out of it. So like years later, I was doing my merchandising and stuff. And one person who attended the funeral says that a lady who lives in a neighborhood was looking for someone to replicate a top her friend had worn, mm-hmm. and they didn't want to tell her what she bought, and she wanted the same thing. So she took a picture and wanted me to replicate, and I did replicate it for her perfectly well. And She loved it. Yeah, she was in Takoradi Polytechnic by then. And she let me do one for her friend. I did it for her friend. They were best friends. And after school, they traveled to go work in the UK.
Yeah.
And when they were there, they wanted someone to sew for them. And this was around the time I was starting.
Yeah.
So they had someone bring over the fabrics for me to make for them and then ship it to them.
Yeah.
In the United Kingdom. And then they'll wear it, and I'm like, "Oh, I want this." And they'll refer, "Oh, my friend in Ghana did this." And that literally started my customer base. And around that time, to another lady in the vicinity, she also was getting married. Mm-hmm. And we're like kind of like just acquaintances. And she went to a very big designer back then. But unfortunately, on the day of the wedding, the day before the wedding, she went to pick up her dress. It didn't fit.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and she was frantic.
Oh.
And I'm like, "Oh, but Bri can sew." So she just brought the dress to me, and I took it apart. She brought it to me around 7:30 p.m.
Tell me something.
And I told her, "Okay, then come at 6 in the morning." So I took it apart, and I recreated the dress, and she looked stunning. And I didn't charge. I didn't, because I wasn't actually like working then, so I didn't charge up today for it. And I said, don't worry about it. Just go look good on your day.
Thank you for rescuing our wedding.
And she also moved to Germany and also wanted people to make her stuff and started sending me stuff to make. Then she wears to her friends. Oh, I like this. And then so I literally started by having international clients. That's basically how I started, by having clients in the UK and Germany and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you built that
I built
faithfully.
Yes. I even still have UK clients who I've been sewing for like 10 years plus, and I just did someone's daughter's wedding stuff, her entire wedding stuff, everything. I did everything because I've been sewing for her mom, and her mom was someone who I sewed for in the UK who was referred, and then she became like a regular client.
Wow. So in this case, those that you've never met before, how do you get their measurements?
Yeah, so basically I send you the measurements, the requirements, and then people take the measurements. I always try to make sure the measurements are accurate. If it's accurate, you'll be fine.
There's no
if you give me bad measurements, then I'm sorry. We're gonna sew according to the measurements that you give us. But she actually came down for the fitting, and so like I didn't even need to come because everything fit perfectly well.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So that gives us an idea about how you do your marketing. Do you use any other form of platforms?
So back when I started, there wasn't really social media.
Okay.
But somewhere in 2014, I did a lookbook and put it on Facebook, and that gave me some kind of recognition.
Yeah.
But I realized that Facebook wasn't giving sales.
Okay.
People will know who you are, but they won't come and buy.
Okay.
And then I started Instagram, and it was the same thing. They will like, but they will not come.
Oh.
So I realized that social media
exposure, yes.
Yes.
Conversion,
no, it wasn't really working. But what's been working for me has been the referrals.
Okay.
And staying true to my clients. So for me, it's been more about referrals. And because most of my patronage comes via referrals, I joined a referral network. It's an international one, BNI.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in 77 countries, 78 countries across the globe.
Wow.
And I joined that, and you be there, and somebody is calling India, someone is calling you in the UK, and then you just get referrals. So it just expands your whole referral network, because for me, it's been referral that's been the blood life of my business.
Well, it's always said that there's nothing that is better than an advocate or word of mouth, direct marketing from somebody, a satisfied client. So, well, I guess it's working well. So, guys, if you start doing your business, there's no need for pack. There's no need for trying to cut corners. No, just do your thing, do it well, and your business will grow, as you are hearing from Bri today. So tell me, Bridget, have you worked on any projects, any fashion projects?
I worked on a couple. I think one that really stood out to me was GTP.
Okay.
Why? Because, like you said, Kofi Ansah. And Kofi Ansah literally revived GTP. Because back when I was young, GTP was just like some very old-fashioned, 3 different designs. Everything was in yellow. I think yellow. Shades of yellow. And he literally brought GTP back to life. And I really admired it. I was like, I really want to work with GTP one day.
Yeah. So
when I got the opportunity to work with them on some of their billboard products, I was like, yes, I have arrived.
Fantastic. And I'm sure there were a lot of things that came through that billboard, the campaign. Beautiful, beautiful. So, Bridget, what is one of the most recent projects that you just did?
Miss Ghana, I'm one of the sponsors for Miss Ghana. So I sew for the contestants and also the winner when she wins. I joined them in 2020. Yes.
So for 5 years, you've been doing this?
Yeah, but I think 2021.
Okay.
They didn't have Miss World or Miss Ghana yet. I used to sew their bikinis, like everything, their gowns, fashion show and stuff like that. Yes.
Wow. So you're telling me that you're going to Miss World?
Well, my clothes will go to Miss World. My design will go to Miss World.
Wow. Yeah. So if you look back on your journey, did you dream you would be part of the people dressing up Miss World contestants?
I would say yes, I did dream, and it was my dream to like be able to dress Miss Ghana and also get a gown, win that category at Miss World. So we are still working on it.
Wow.
Yes.
So that is what happens when you have the opportunity to have great role models in your life. You are able to aspire. And when you look at that aspiration and work towards it, all things being equal, by the grace of God, you'll be able to realize that ambition that you have nursed. Really, I think we need to come back here when, not if, when the gown wins the best gown at the Miss World event, and come and celebrate together.
Yes.
So at this point, how many people do you have here, and how do they view working with you?
Those I'm with at the moment, they actually see being here as an opportunity to grow. So I try to look out for skill, yes, but then aside skill, I look for integrity,
Attitude,
a good attitude, positive attitude, and for people who actually care about you as a person. These are the criteria I'm looking out for. To be able to make
integrity,
sure I get the best team. Integrity, honesty, diligence, looking to grow. People want to grow, and people actually care
about the brand.
Yeah, about the brand, yes.
I had the opportunity before we started to talk to one of your young ladies. It was about a 1 minute in conversation, but the way she responded, I felt, that was it. Something about her just made me like her.
Exactly.
And I felt that this was a good team member. Yeah. Now that you just said it, I recognize it. I recognize that that's in her.
Yeah. Like you said, you just like her.
You like her. She's so cuticles.
Yes. It's like a tiny little pixie. Like, think of it.
Exactly. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue this wonderful conversation with Bri Wiredua. Welcome back from the break. Bri is breaking all the rules. Honestly, I am so happy about what we're talking about today. I mean, it showcases that there's so much opportunity in the extended value chain, especially in ATV.
Yes.
I mean, how would someone who is now coming in, how can they also position themselves well?
So I would advise that the young ones coming in, there are so many, like the myriad of different things that you could fit in the fashion industry. I think I'll blame the fashion schools a bit because they really don't teach them much about the whole business of fashion.
Okay.
So they just assume that couture or bespoke or luxury is the only way to go. So I think with a little change or tune in the mindset, I think more people come into the industry because there's a lot of space out there that is lacking. But if you look at the second-hand
clothing,
there's like a whole category there. And we've left it to these wayside tailors where they just take the stuff and they just try and take it apart, make it usable, because a lot of stuff that comes in that is not usable. And they alter them. And this could be a space for some of these people coming from school and they having the knowledge that they had from school, be able to put better ideas and make it huge, make it amazing, take it to the next level. But I just have them from the roadside just doing this 2x4 thing and then they just take peanuts. Whereas somebody could actually take this and it's an entire huge business. You separate the trash, and even the trash you could recycle because there's so much trash that comes in.
Yes.
There's way too much trash.
I wanted to find out, how do you do your recycling?
Okay, so for me, I love to recycle. I love to take things apart. So long as it's usable, I will reuse it.
Okay.
Even with my clients, So like my client will come to me and they've done maybe like a red carpet gown, or they've done something that they can wear only once. I tell her that, look, you're not wearing this only once because this thing costs you. So we're not gonna wear it once. After you're done, bring it back. We're gonna do something else out of it.
Wow.
So I do that for them. We take it apart. We replace a different garment that you can
That's
wear
it.
every single
Every
day.
every day, anywhere you're going out, and it's good.
Yes, because
I love
don't
that.
see why you should wear one thing and then it's just starch. No, you have to keep on using it because it's.
I definitely have to come and do. When am I taking my measurements?
After this, we'll
take the measurements and we'll start sewing immediately. I mean, and I'll show you how good I look. So today, have you heard about David and Goliath before? Today, I am David. I have Goliath, Bri, and I'm going head to head with Bri on a sewing challenge. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Five,
4,
Okay.
2, 1. I want you to be the judge. This is Bri's wonderful, lady. And this is Comfort, the latest, the magnificent, the excellent.
Yes.
Please judge whose wins today's challenge. But this is host and win. This is host on the hangout. And I win on the hangout. And then we will host at your end, and then you will win here at Bri Wiredua. So thank you. I believe I had a wonderful time
You had fun.
doing this draping.
Amazing.
I think I'll convert this into an actual piece.
Yes.
And that would be signed, I'll have my signature on it.
Signature.
Yeah, because we need to sign it.
Yes.
Like how we have a lovely logo here.
I know.
We need to sign it. Yeah. Well, Bri, so thank you for coming on the hangout.
Thank you for having
given us such a wonderful look into your space. What would be any words of encouragement or wisdom that you'd like to leave with our wonderful viewers today?
I would say first and foremost, the most important thing is that find God, find something you're passionate about, because if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. You can never go wrong with God. You can never go wrong with Jesus Christ. He's been my rock. Believe in yourself. Let's not be so set in our ways. And with that, I believe that the sky is our limit.
Believe in yourself, trust in God, trust in the process. And with that, the sky is the limit. Bri, we are very grateful that you got the chance to be with you today. And thank you for taking us through the process from A to Z, and we knowing that it is possible if we choose to be part of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you've learned so much. I believe you've seen the opportunities in the extended value chain. You've seen that, yes, indeed, even you can start from the beginning where you can just do the normal full value chain. But you can also decide that, you know what, I just want to specialize in a particular part of the fashion industry, and you will thrive there if you do things well. You understand the space very well and operate at a very high level. So with that, we come to the end of another exciting edition of the Hangouts. I hope you've seen something good. So until we come your way next week with another exciting edition, maybe in the creative space, maybe in the food industry, maybe, we could go to the farm, whatever we are going to do next week, know that you are blessed. You are loved. You are the most important person in the whole wide world. We love you.
from Algeria to Zimbabwe, here's where we turn. return